southwest coast of Tassie is wild and untouched, apart from the world's rubbish which comes to us just through the oceans. When I was a deckhand, we used to go ashore quite a lot. You know, you'd see plastic bags and bait straps, and really came home to me that I'm part of this, you know, like I'm actually part of the problem. I remember my skipper throwing it over, and after a while it started affecting me, and I thought, well, do you need to throw that over? And I changed him. If you think back 50 years ago, there wasn't much plastic around. It's only in the last sort of 40 odd years, 50 years, that it's really become a problem.
It's an amazing feeling to have that much openness and space all around you, and you're on this tiny little vessel, you know. There's always been an issue with seabird bycatch with longline operations, whether they're pelagic or demersal. Now we've had to overcome that right from the word go. We went to Tory lines to scare the birds away. We went to holding offal, even nighttime setting at times if there's an issue. 3 permanent cameras that videotape the setting operation, the hauling operation, and what happens on the deck. So Big Brother's watching all the time.
Every year we pull around about anywhere between 1.8 and 2.2 tonne for 1 week. That's only 1 week in one area. Some of the stuff that amazes me that's still getting there is bait straps. Plastic bait straps is a real issue still to this day. And what happens over time is the sun and the sea break these bits of plastic down into smaller and smaller. Eventually, you know, it gets ingested by the seabirds and fish, which eventually comes back to us.
Trout, bream, flathead, salmon, cooter, whatever it was when I was a kid, it just had to be caught. I don't know why. I let a lot of fish go. It wasn't about killing them and eating them, it wasn't about anything, I just wanted to catch them. But there's nothing better when you're one-on-one, you've got a couple of rods in your hand and it's nothing but you, that rod and that hook.
I've always been proud of my Indigenous heritage, and I actually look at myself as one of those Indigenous custodians of sea country and how I look after my area and what I do. They actually farm the ocean, and there's middens around the west coast that are 50 metres high. They just look like sand dunes from the distance. So I mean, it was a prime source of food for, you know, Indigenous mobs thousands of years ago, and they've looked after, you know, well, they looked after it for 40-odd thousand years. And so, you know, take a bit of care and responsibility yourself and actually look after the fish, put them back on the bottom properly and treat them with care.
You never set out to hurt animals. We're not out there to torture them. We go out there, we catch fish as humanely, safely as possible. I just try to respect what we've been gifted to enjoy.
We all eat from the ocean, so why throw stuff even onto the road, which ends up going into the ocean, whether they like seafood or not? I guess closer to home, if a fisherman is making a living off the ocean, why would you destroy the ocean that, you know, gives to you?
I think there's a lot of potential, you know, for young blokes to get in and that really want to look after the fishery. To me, it's not a financial thing, it's because I love being on the water and under it.
I've got 2 sons and a daughter coming through, so we want to make sure that there's something there for them forever, you know, just like my dad did. We want long-term sustainability, there's no doubt.